So I've been thinking if I had famous parents, I too would have a skincare line, a recurring HBO role, and my turn with Paul Mescal. But unfortunately, the only thing I got was a dad who wrote me out of his will. So here I am, raw dogging capitalism, starting a podcast, struggling to get 1,000 views on TikTok. So what are we talking about today? Talking about Nepo babies, the sweet, shiny faces of unearned opportunity. You know, the ones that give interviews like, I earned it. I worked really hard to get here, but then they call Steven Spielberg, Uncle Steve. So buckle up. We're unpacking nepotism, why the public rages every time they find out that someone has a famous dad, and why we all secretly want to be them. Because I want my struggling phase to include a fully furnished guest house and a Vogue cover by 19. Okay, so I thought we would start this out by just kind of like going through a bunch of Nepo babies that I love. The Nepo babies that I think, like, you know what, you deserve it. Let's go. Let's be here. I think that you did get a foot in the door, but I think that you've earned it because you're super talented. Miley Cyrus, her dad's a one-hit wonder. I actually think she profited more off of being Dolly Parton's goddaughter than she did Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter. The whole Skarsgård fan, the whole Skarsgård fam, Skarsgård. Because I'm so sorry if you can have a name like that and make that work for the whole family. You got the whole world, worldwide, going saying Skarsgård. Like that's a feat in itself. I like Jack Quaid. I think he's cute. I don't like his dad. I like his mom, Meg Ryan. He's cute. Laura Dern. You know who one of my favorites is? And I'm so sorry I'm not going to say his name right, but that's okay. Domhnall Gleeson? Yeah, the little redhead from About Time. You know the little movie where he can go into the closet and comes out and yeah, I like that. Dan Levy. I love Dan Levy. Yeah. Carrie Fisher, Jane Fonda, Margaret Qualley. I love Tracy Ellis Ross, but you can't have a mom like Diana Ross and like not be iconic. That's just kind of that's in your DNA. Um, Taylor Dearden, have you been watching The Pit on I believe Prime? Don't quote me. Um, I just found this out that one of the actors on there is Bryan Cranston's daughter, Hannah Einbinder. I just found out that she's a Nepo baby. Literally like 2 months ago. Her mom's like an SNL, OG, an SNL legend. Here are the Nepo babies I don't like. I think we're all going to agree with this. Chet Hanks, get out of here. Get off my screen. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, governor of Arkansas. What the fuck? You know what she's accomplished? Ending child labor laws. That shit's sad as fuck. Charlie Sheen, what do you used to say? Tiger Juice? Charlie Sheen. Oh, you know who's the biggest Nepo baby that I do not fuck with? King Charles. I don't fuck with King Charles. Um, Kim Jong Un. Harley Quinn Smith. I can't get with it. I can't get with it. Apple Martin. I see a mean girl. I recognize a mean girl. I clocked the mean girl. Elon Musk. All of the Trump kids. All of them. The Kardashian Jenners. I don't care anymore. I don't care. George Bush. And my least favorite Nepo baby, Meghan McCain. Let's go. I just ratted them off. I'd like to tell the story though of a Nepo baby that I don't think maybe some of you haven't heard yet, but Tatum O'Neal, who was the daughter of Ryan O'Neal, So I don't know if you guys watched the movie Paper Moon. It was, big at the Oscars, big movie of the time, but it starred Tatum O'Neal and her dad, Ryan O'Neal. Tatum got nominated for an Academy Award. Her dad didn't. So he made his daughter go alone. She's a child, by the way. Her dad was so pissed that she was nominated and not him. He fully skipped the Oscars, made her go alone. She was the youngest person to win an Academy Award. Yeah, accepted that shit by herself, no one in the crowd for her. And then after this, they ceased to have a relationship because and didn't see each other until her stepmom, Farrah Fawcett's funeral, where he did not recognize his daughter and hit on her. Disgusting. Moving on. That's nepotism and a little incest. Yuck. We've got everything on Sorry I'm a Bitch. I want to talk about an underrated Nepo baby that I really like, and that is Riley Keough. So Lisa Marie Presley was writing her memoir and died during it, and Riley took it over. I read it. It's very good. I think Riley did a really outstanding job finishing it. I couldn't imagine. But I think everybody knows her from Daisy Jones and the Six. By the way, this is Lisa Marie Presley's daughter and Elvis's granddaughter for y'all who don't know. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people know her from Daisy Jones and the Six, and I say watch Zola. If you want to see her range, watch Zola. Does everyone remember when that whole Twitter thing was going on? The Zola Twitter? You had to be there. You just had to be there. And if you weren't there, watch the movie. Another underrated Nepo baby is Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son. I just watched him in Borderline. Stellar. He's so good. He's so good. He looks just like his dad. He's got the facial expressions, but I think we're going to see him being pretty big coming up. Now I want to talk about a Nepo baby in denial, and that's Anderson Cooper. I did read all of your books, Anderson. I think you did a great job. I do think you had a ghostwriter. I think you did. But whatever. So this is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt. I think most people probably know Anderson Cooper, but he famously said that he's not a Nepo baby because he doesn't work in fashion. So if he was out there, designing jeans, then he'd be a Nepo baby, but because he's a journalist, he's not. And I think that is a good conversation to have. Are you only a Nepo baby if you go into what your parents went into? Or are you a Nepo baby because whatever the industry is, if your parents helped you get in the door or your name helped you get in the door? Like, what makes a Nepo baby? Is it someone who achieved success in a particular field, entertainment or business, because of their family connections? Or is it just family connections in general and someone who's successful because of them? I think Allison Williams said it perfectly because she went on Watch What Happens Live and she said, were you born on home base or were you born on third base? And I think that's the perfect way to put it. She said, I'm not an underdog. It's not fun to root for me, which I get. But then I kind of saw some discourse online about Billie Eilish being a Nepo baby, and I don't agree with that. I think because her parents weren't necessarily successful. I think her mom did a lot of voice acting. They didn't grow up rich. She grew up in LA, but that would mean to say that anyone who grew up in LA is a Nepo baby, and I just don't think that's true. They were working class. I think you're a Nepo baby if your name is recognizable or your parents' names are recognizable. Then I think you're a Nepo baby. But I couldn't tell you Billie Eilish's mom or dad. I couldn't tell you their names. I couldn't tell you what they work in. Do you know what I think the real conversation about Nepo babies should be, though? Because I think we put a lot of pressure on the babies. We put a lot of pressure on the Nepos. And I don't think they have much say when it comes to this. When it comes to everybody given a fair chance, I don't think that they have much say. And I think that all of us would do the same. I think if our parents were wealthy or if our parents had friends in the business, my first job I got because my mom was like, "Hey, I know somebody here, go blah blah blah." Like it's all about who you know in real life and in the entertainment business. But I think the responsibility should be put on directors, talent agencies, managers, producers, casting directors. At this point, it just feels lazy because people aren't going out scouting new talent. Like, why would you when you can just like call up your friend Meryl and be like, "Yo, how many daughters you got? Couple of them? Cool." Judd Apatow, like, not only wants to like cast his own daughters, but I feel like he goes to his own IMBD and just anytime he has something that goes on and just casts the same fucking people over and over. I mean, he casts his friends, you know what I mean? Like, so why wouldn't you cast your daughters too? I mean, I get it. I would do the same thing. Why would you not? Like, I kind of hate the people that are like, I'm not leaving all of my money to my children. Because fuck off. That's so weird. Like, I don't know. That's weird. I get like maybe wanting to do some charities and maybe if you have billions of dollars, but like, come on, get real. I also want to say that I think this is happening on reality TV as well, but not Nepo babies. They're just casting influencers, and I think it's ruining the reality TV experience. For instance, I'm an avid Love Island watcher. I've watched UK, I've watched all of America, I've watched all of Australia. I love Love Island. I love love. And I've noticed if you watch like season 1 through 3 Love Island UK, you see such a difference. And also a lot of couples are still together from those times and like having multiple kids and shit. Whereas now, I think that they're just going on and getting influencers. And that's why this latest season, we're seeing people go, oh, they just want the 100,000. They just want the 100,000. And I'm like, well, yeah, they're influencers. They're not there like trying to actually find somebody. So their goal is to win. So I think Love Island, I think that you should only cast people who have less than like 5,000 followers on Instagram. I would prefer it to be less than like 1,400, but if you're hot, you probably have like more. You can't help it. Yeah, if you're hot, people want to follow you. So less than 5,000 followers on Instagram. And then I think we would get better seasons. So I think the new Nepo baby is the influencer. And that's it. I'm going to end it on that.